Hi there, my name is Cupicate and welcome back to Clangen. Now you may be asking yourself, Cuppy, what exactly are you welcoming us back to? It looks like there's no active clan. Well, you would be right. This is the newest version of Clangen that I could get. And unfortunately, Moonclan could not move. I know we left Moonclan off on kind of a cliffhanger a little bit, but they weren't in a bad spot. I sort of lost my muse for Moonclan a little bit last year with everything that was going on. On top of that, I can't move the save because in this new version, it just doesn't allow for it. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to leave Moonclan where it was, kind of in the past. In our Life Gen series with Pumpkin Spice, there is an ally clan called Moonclan, so I like to think that Moonclan still continues on in our Life Gen stories. In some ways, we still get a piece of it, but for now, we're just going to have to let Moonclan tell its own story through Life Gen, and we are going to let the rest of that go. Instead, we're going to start a new challenge called the Elemental Soulmates Challenge, written by Golden. We have done a different challenge by Golden before. I really like the way they write challenges. This one's a little older, almost a year old, but it sounds like a lot of fun. It's not too dark, which is nice. I'm trying to avoid some of the dark challenges, and there's many of them. Trust me. I could go so dark with some of these challenges, but I wanted something a little lighter. It's the season of love, and this is perfect. I'm going to go ahead and read for you the rules and the setup and the story. Your clan was made a long time ago by creation itself, Placrity. I hope I said that right. This being was on a conquest to make many worlds, and as such made gods and placed them on a rock in space and told them to make a world in their name. They had done this many times and came back to the worlds that the gods had made to check up on their progress. And for this world, they made your cats to make the world. Your clan has been busy making the world just like Placrity had intended, when they realized something was missing. The more Placrity created gods, the less she was meticulous enough to make them perfect. So they had flaws. Cats were suddenly realizing that they were lonely and looking for a partner to complete them, a soulmate. Without a soulmate, they realized they could not be perfect and could not be true gods. So for this playthrough, our cat's eye color is going to be very important because each eye color represents an element. For example, I'll read a few. Hazel is earth. Pale green is healing. Dark blue is harmony. Cyan is love and ken. And there are many, many, many others. In order for a cat to find their soulmate, they not only need to have the same element, but they must be a good pair to be mates. For this challenge, age is not a factor. So ignore the age, guys. Nobody freak out. Essentially, once a cat reaches adulthood, age does not matter. So just ignore the age number. Cats will do anything to ensure they are whole with their soulmate, because if they are not, they will fade away since their soul is not whole, aka elders dying of old age. If a pair happens, they will be cemented into the stars for all eternity together. When your soulmates find each other, cut off any old or current mates and make them mates. We unalive them to allow them into Star Clan. Any other cats who pass or fade away without their soulmate are placed into the dark forest. So the only way they can be written into the stars is if they find each other. Your clan knows Placrity is coming back once again. We don't know when, but we do know it will be sometime soon. You must show them that we have made this planet a great place to be and make them proud. After Moon 100, your clan may see Placrity come back at any time. Roll a d50 every moon. On the result of 1, Placrity has come back, and you must be ready. On any other result, she hasn't shown yet. When Placrity comes back, you must have every single pair of soulmates engraved in the stars. If you do, you win. If you don't, you lose. You can only make 1 mate pair every 3 moons. This is to avoid a ton of cats, and this includes mates to make more gods and soulmates. You can only send soulmates to be engraved in the stars if there is another cat with their element to remain back with the clan, so they aren't leaving the world without their powers. Heterochromia cats that are not blue-yellow or blue-green, or small variants of them like dark blue, pale green, then they are considered powerful multi-gods with different elements. However, this extra power comes at a price. They cannot find a perfect mate to complete their soul being 2 elements. When you gain gods and their powers, feel free to write or imagine what the world would look like with them and without others. The challenge has a great story opportunity. Have fun. So that is everything for this challenge. Hopefully I can remember all of this. So let's go ahead and create our new clan. We are going to name this Soul Clan, the clan of many souls. So I think to start, we are going to make Bogstripe into our leader. They're an adult male who's confident, has a connection to StarClan, and a ghost sight. I feel like this would be an excellent cat to lead our clan of gods and goddesses, so we will make them Bogstar. Next, we have Gray Iris. They're not that much to look at, however, they're quite confident, a good fighter, and a good hunter, so I think they would make an excellent deputy. As for our medicine cat, I'm going to choose Tawny Lightning because they are a great healer and den builder and a little bit daring. Now she is a bit old, so we have a very short time frame that we can find her a soulmate. Hopefully we can. For the rest of the clan, I think we want to take on as many youngsters as possible because we'll have a longer time frame to find them a soulmate. All right, I've chosen all the cats. There were quite a few senior adults in there. So again, in this challenge, age does not matter because they don't really have an age. They are ageless. Essentially, when they pass from like being elderly, it's because their power faded. That's how we're gonna refer to it as. They essentially faded from existence, but age is not a thing in this. All right, and I chose the Crystal River because I thought this looked like a place that gods and goddesses of the cat world would be staying. It looks very heavenly here, so it made a lot of sense. Let's go ahead and look at all of our cats. So Bogstar has pale green eyes. Pale green has the healing element. So I think I'm gonna go through all of these cats. I'm gonna figure out what element they have and then I'll share it with y'all. All right, all of our cats have their elements written down in history. So Bogstar has the healing element, as I said before, with the pale green eyes. Gray Iris has the wisdom element with bronze eyes, which is actually cool. We have 3 cats that have bronze eyes currently. One of them is Tawny Lightning, also has bronze eyes, so it's possible we could get our deputy and our medicine cat to pair. The only problem is that if they do, we unalive them so that they can go and be gods and goddesses amongst the stars. And so we would lose them entirely, but it's exciting that we already have a pair. Fallow Fluff has cobalt eyes, which is the hunting element. Bear Mark has gold eyes, which is the wealth element. Flitsting has the water element with heather blue eyes. Bumble Twist has the wind element with blue eyes. Coalpaw has the winter element with pale blue eyes. Ravenpaw also has bronze eyes, which is the wisdom element. And Bone Kit has green yellow eyes, which is the farming element. And so what's really cool about this is we can make stories for each of these cats and what their element means for them. So I was thinking for Bone Kit. Bone Kit has a really cute torty pelt that looks like it's a little dirty. And so I like the idea that Bone Kit, you can't really tell if it's dirt or their fur because they're always digging and planting seeds. So I imagine that Bone Kit, everywhere they go, they're planting seeds, and that's why the moss in the den flourishes, is because Bone Kit make sure that it gets the sun it needs, it gets the water it needs, and their very soul is what powers these plants to grow even in the dim light of the cave. As for Colepaw, for example, having the winter element, I like to imagine that they always seem to have a little bit of frost on their whiskers and that their breath comes out cold. And while that may be unnerving to some cats during those hot summer days when the sun is baking the very earth, Colepaw becomes very popular because she can cool everyone down. And during the winter itself, Colepaw never feels the chill because they are the chill themselves. Bumbletwist honestly terrifies me, but I think the bloodthirsty trait fits them very well, as the wind can be extremely unpredictable, and while it can be comforting, it can also be devastating. And so for Bumbletwist, with their long fur, it seems like wind is always moving around them, no matter where they go. And depending on his mood, it can make flurries of sharp, cool breezes, or even something like when they're truly angry, it can cause like tornadoes and things to exist. So we'll have to keep our eye on Bumbletwist. I think they could be unpredictable and potentially cause a lot of devastation. As for Bearmark, for example, it seems like he has a little bit of luck wherever he goes. There's always a little more prey, or a little more herbs, or a little more rain. There's always wealth of some kind that follows him. Those are just some examples that I can come up with. I would love to hear what y'all think the element means for the cat. What does that cat affect around them or affect others? Tell me in your own way how you would write the story for some of these cats. So just because this clan is trying to find their way to be written amongst the stars, it doesn't mean that other clans aren't trying to do the same. And there are still troubles between rivals and allies. During this patrol, Fallow Fluff and Bearmark went out to go hunting, and they found a rabbit just across the border of Locust Clan, a rival clan. You would think these cats would want to come together in hopes of finding their soulmate, but instead they do still bicker and have their own territories. While Bearmark was trying to get this rabbit just on the other side, unfortunately they were attacked by a Locust Clan and now have a mangled tail. So this is our first moon. Tawny Lightning has gotten a runny nose, so not good. Even though they're gods and goddesses, they still suffer from the same ailments as any mortal would. Bogstar has been following the progress of Colepaw for moons and feels that it is finally time for them to get a warrior name. They are granted the name Colepatch in honor of their cherish. And then Flitsting gives Ravenpaw a friendly nudge when the leader calls the young cat's name. They watch with pride as Ravenpaw steps forward to receive their new name, Ravensnarl, and are honored for their dignity. And then they got a runny nose. So we went for patrols. Nothing at all interesting really happened that moon. It's mainly just the cats trying to get food to survive. So we'll go ahead and go to the next moon. Bumbletwist managed to get rid of their frostbite, which I didn't even know they had. And then Ravensnarl's runny nose has finally stopped running, so that's good. Our cats are doing a bit better. Other than that, nothing much has really happened. Now, this clan is kind of a new clan that has come together with the enlightenment of knowing that they need to find a soulmate. So they don't have much of a relationship status with each other yet. As you can see, very, very low. But it does look like Bogstar is romantically interested in Grey Iris. Unfortunately, their eye colors do not match. While they may not be able to help what feelings they have for each other, and they may become mates, we're eventually going to have to pair them with the right eye color. So we're going to have to get more cats in the clan as soon as possible. So I've been focusing on sending all of our cats out on mainly border patrols because that's what's important right now. Not that they don't need food, they are looking for new cats to join the clan in hopes of finding their soulmate. So we have Plum, who has joined the clan. Plum looks to be a loner, but Bogstar offers for them to join and they actually agree, even though they are a bit hesitant. So let's go ahead and look at Plum and figure out what their eye color is. He has the sunlit ice eyes, which is the chaos element. This doesn't really help our current cats, but it is another cat that could possibly find a mate and be written amongst the stars. Nothing really interesting in the patrols once again. However, during this moon, Bone Paw purrs so hard that they're shaking as they touch noses with Bumble Twist. So Bone Kit has now become Bone Paw and will be apprenticing on how to be a proper cat under Bumble Twist. Oh wow, this is not good. So our patrol, made of Bogstar, Fallow Fluff, and Coalpatch, all went out to go patrol the border. They come across a river and they end up having to cross. After some consideration, the patrol finds a way to cross. As they reach about halfway across, a strong rush of water crashes over them. The water mercilessly crashes them against the river's sharp boulders and violently sends them careening over a small waterfall. Thankfully, at the bottom of the waterfall, the water is more calm and they wash up on the riverbed, but not without consequence from trying to fight one of nature's strongest forces. So, Fallow Fluff now has a runny nose. Bogstar has a broken bone and Coalpatch has a broken back. All very bad, other than the runny nose, injuries. Oh wow, all right, we're on the 5th moon, and for some reason, Pike Clan has decided to start a war with our small clan. That is not good. Hopefully we don't lose right away simply because we're killed off. That'd be very, very bad. Fallow Fluff did recover from their runny nose, and then Plum stands triumphantly on a leg that, while it'll always be weaker than the others, now works only a little worse than before. It's been a long journey to heal such a badly injured limb, so Plum is better. All right, nothing interesting happened that moon, so I'm going to go ahead and go to the next one. This will be the last moon of the episode. All right, war negotiations with Pike Clan went badly at the first gathering. Wonderful. Despite the enforced nest rest and how tightly their broken bone is bound, Bogstar's injury is beginning to look concerning to Tawny Lightning, and they've begun to plan what to do if the infection progresses any further. That's not good. Flitsting came out worse for wear after a border skirmish with Pike Clan, and Ravensnarl has recovered from their sprain. All right, and that is all the time I have for this episode. I will say we could actually go ahead and make Gray Iris and Tawny Lightning a pair. We do have another cat with bronze eyes, so they wouldn't be leaving the world without their element. My only hesitation is that this is the deputy and the medicine cat. I also want to make sure that they do have at least some good feelings about each other. At the moment they don't. You can see that they actually dislike each other. So it is important that they do like each other at some point, otherwise it will not work. Thus the importance of having a soulmate. All right, well, I hope you're excited for this new challenge. I'm really interested to see if we can make it to 100 moons. I'm a little worried already. It's not looking good for Soul Clan, considering we're at war with Pike Clan, but I have high hopes that these cats will find their soulmates. So if you liked this, tickle and poke that like button, subscribe to join our family if you haven't already, and jingle the bell to get notified of when I post more clangen videos. I love you guys. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next week for more of Soul Clan. Bye!